For decades, the pickup truck was the most dependable machine an American could own. Drive it hard, change the oil, and it would reward you with 250,000 miles without complaint. That era is quietly ending, and most buyers have no idea it's happening. Let's start with what happened to Toyota. The Tundra used to be something close to legendary. The 5.7-liter V8 under that hood wasn't flashy, it drank fuel like a sailor on shore leave, but it was tough. Mechanics loved it. Owners drove them into the ground and then kept driving. Then in 2022, Toyota killed it. In its place came a 3.5-liter twin-turbo V6, promising the best of both worlds, more horsepower, better mileage. What they didn't promise, but delivered anyway, was a wave of engine failures. By 2024, Toyota had recalled more than 100,000 Tundras after discovering that machining debris had been left inside engine blocks during production. That debris choked oil flow to the main bearings, and engines started seizing, sometimes before hitting 30,000 miles. But this isn't a Toyota problem. It's a symptom of something much bigger. The real culprit is the EPA's Corporate Average Fuel Economy Standards. These regulations set aggressive fuel efficiency targets across an automaker's entire lineup. To stay compliant, engineers have been quietly phased out of one of their most reliable tools, the naturally aspirated V8. Instead, they're forced to shrink displacement and bolt on turbochargers to compensate for the lost power. On paper, the numbers look great. In the real world, towing a loaded trailer up a mountain pass in 95-degree heat, it's a different story. Here's a way to picture it. A big V8 hauling a heavy load is like a linebacker carrying a duffel bag, working hard, but well within its limits. A turbocharged 4- or 6-cylinder doing the same job is like a distance runner sprinting with weight vest. Heat builds, pressure builds, and over time, the components that are expected to last 200,000 miles start failing at 80,000. General Motors went a different direction to survive the regulations and ran into their own mess. Rather than ditching the V8, they kept it but crippled it with a system called dynamic fuel management. The idea: shut off cylinders during light load driving to squeeze out a few extra miles per gallon. The reality: the computer-controlled lifters responsible for deactivating those cylinders have a habit of collapsing unexpectedly. When that happens, you're looking at a destroyed camshaft and a complete engine teardown. Silverados and Sierras with relatively low mileage have been showing up in shops with bent pushrods and shredded valve trains, damage caused not by hard use, but by the fuel-saving technology that was supposed to make them more efficient. Ford's headaches come from two directions. First, the 10-speed automatic transmission that's standard across much of the F-150 lineup. The concept is sound, keep the engine in its efficiency sweet spot at all times, but owners have reported rough shifts, gear skipping, and full transmission failures, frequently right after the warranty expires. Second, the 3.5-liter EcoBoost engines have developed a reputation for cam phaser failures. That rattling noise at startup? It's a $3,000 repair waiting to happen. So here's the question worth asking. Why are people spending $75,000 or $80,000 on trucks that are statistically more fragile than something they could have bought 15 years ago? Because the modern half-ton truck has been redesigned around a different priority. It's no longer primarily a work vehicle. It's a compliance vehicle that happens to look like a work vehicle. The goal is passing federal fuel economy tests, not surviving a decade of hard use. Engineers are optimizing for a lab environment, not a job site. Plastic components have replaced cast iron in places where cast iron used to live. Sensor arrays monitor exhaust pressure and throttle the engine into limp mode if something reads slightly out of range. These are trucks with massage seats and 12-inch touchscreens sitting on top of engines that are working twice as hard to produce the same result as what came before. If you actually need a truck to work, towing, hauling, regular heavy use, you've got two realistic paths forward. The first is to go heavy-duty. 3/4-ton and 1-ton trucks like the F-250 or the Chevy 2500 fall under different regulatory requirements than half-tons, which gives manufacturers more room to build engines designed for sustained punishment. The standout here is Ford's 7.3-liter Godzilla V8, A pushrod engine with no turbochargers, no cylinder deactivation, and no clever fuel-saving tricks. It's heavy and thirsty, but it's engineered the way commercial engines were engineered 30 years ago, to run forever under load. The second path is to go backward in time. The used market is full of trucks built before these regulatory pressures reshaped the industry. A 2015 to 2020 Tundra with a 5.7-liter V8 will almost certainly outlast a brand new turbocharged replacement. Pre-AFM Silverados and pre-EcoBoost F150s offer a mechanical simplicity you genuinely cannot purchase off a dealer lot today. The manufacturers don't want you thinking about any of this. They'd rather you focus on the panoramic sunroof and the surround view camera system. But underneath all that technology is an engine working harder than ever before, and in many cases, designed to last just long enough to make the warranty department's math work out. The 500,000-mile truck hasn't disappeared entirely. It's just not being built new anymore. It's sitting in driveways and on used lots, waiting for buyers who know what to look for.